Actual play. Well, well, well. Look who has come crawling back to the treehouse. Heatwave, Lieutenant of the Crimson Crush and all-around Chrome Combat Monster. Well, it seems that she has yet another offer for the team, but more precisely, it seems she has an offer for Horatio, and somehow Kennel is a part of it. Will these knuckleheads ever catch a break? It's time to begin episode 50. He hasn't said anything, but I'm pretty sure this is like a life dream of his.
Both of her arms are obviously cybered, and despite that, like she's looking at her hand, like she's looking at her fingernails, constantly moving them back and forth in the way that somebody that just got their nails done tends to do. Is just doing that as she's talking to you.
Oh, I've been yeah. I was like born ready. Yeah,
There's something you and I need to talk about first.
I'm listening. And he'll
Just,
he'll tilt an ear in her direction.
just you and me.
So ladies and trogs, can we like have the room?
Juliet would trundle out.
Improv and Kill. Do you guys give them the room?
Yeah,
Do
sure.
you-
I mean, we know Horatio can take care of himself. If he needs help, we'll help him out.
Over at DNI, Kennel is going to activate his drone, the micro skimmer, not so that it's flying around, but just so that the microphone is turned on. And he will stand up and he will walk up to Horatio and he will hand him a flashbang grenade and he'll just look real hard at Heatwave before he turns out and walks.
She's wearing almost like a cream-colored woman's cowboy hat. Like you know, like they turned up at the sides.
Oh, like the Australian cowboy hat?
Yeah, she's wearing that. Like as you leave, she tips her hat at you and gives you a little bit of a wink.
Kennel really wants to like blow her a kiss, but she did sneak into our base without any of our defenses going off, so he's a little bit nervous, so he'll just do that awkward pause before he continues out of the room.
No, man, you gotta have some swag. This is over DNI, because like you should respect if they can sneak in. That's someone who's tough, right? You need someone that you can respect.
Over DNI. Yo, I ain't gonna talk shit about no girl who cut off my, what, while I'm asleep. You have fun in there. Just remember that flashbang. Make sure you point the explodey end at her. It won't hurt. Promise.
Gotcha.
So, Horatio,
Heatwave.
I have no problem patching you. None. And if I'm honest, you alone are probably bringing more to the table than pretty much anyone else that's in the crush right now.
Thanks. Been trying real hard around here to make things better for everyone.
Well, you've certainly made it better for yourself.
I mean, we're sending stuff up the ladder, right? You're getting the good drugs, and we can make you bombs, and we're holding turf for you.
Horatio, we talked about this the last time I was here. We haven't gotten anything from you. Yet.
Is there any kind of white noise generator?
Nope. You guys can hear everything that she's saying.
Oh dear. Okay.
No, we've sent a lot of drugs. Like, I'm pretty sure. I know we don't get like receipts or anything, but we've definitely given a lot of drugs.
Now, have you sent them directly to Heatwave over the last week or so? Or again, like, are you talking about the ones that you've been giving to Red Hot? I just want to make sure we're on the same page here.
I don't know who we've been giving him.
Before all
Because
this
he
happened,
hasn't.
we were giving everything straight to Red Hot.
That's right.
Yeah, because he was
Or
he was
sending
the
it to
contact.
where Red Hot told you to send it to.
Yes.
But we were sending it all to Red Hot, and so like if you want us to send it somewhere else, we can do that.
Not right away. See, Horatio, with you guys, with all of you, this Red Wires, having so much, how much does Horatio know about the Crimson Crush leadership system?
I mean, I figured it was similar to typical gangs, which is to say, somewhat of a cellular structure.
Kind of. At least the way I'm imagining it. Would you care to roll me gangs knowledge or something of that kind? And Crimson Crush spec would definitely apply here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most of what you probably know, you probably got from Red Hot, right?
Yeah, I imagine, and through like just hanging out in Crimson Crush turf, right?
Okay. Now, I've been doing a little bit of research, not a whole lot, into how a lot of this stuff tends to be sorted, and with the Crush being kind of how they are, we've established they have like the lead Crusher. He's the Dawn, is kind of the way I've been picturing it, right? And then from there, they have more or less underbosses, people who control more of the day-to-day stuff of, well, not even so much day-to-day, who control the overarching strategy of certain districts or certain rackets or money-making schemes that they have. And then from there, you have the next step was like Red Hot's level. Like Red Hot was a third step down. Then you have people who actually control more of the businesses, the actual operations and managing of all this sort of stuff. And all those people from top to third level are patched. And most of the people who are at the next level, like kind of like the fourth level, are also patched, but they're more enforcers, and they tend to stretch out more into other gangs, right? If that all makes
Yeah,
sense.
no, it does. It's like there's a lot of affiliated members.
Yeah, there are a lot of affiliated members who aren't technically part of the Crush, but serve the Crush. Like if you actually just look at the numbers of the Crimson Crush, at their best, there's probably only 600 of them, give or take, at the most. But affiliated wise, there's probably a couple of thousand of
I
them.
mean, that's pretty big. That's starting to rival like syndicates. Probably not in like the specialized skill and ability on the individual member level.
But just sheer numbers, yeah, they would have been close. Not everybody would have guns and all of that sort of stuff. And Red Hot was kind of that mid tier. Shifting back to in character stuff. So, Horatio, with Red Hot gone, with us, with us fighting ourselves, and with what you're bringing to the table, I'm going to need you to patch somebody else as well.
Hmm. Well, I think there's only like really only like one person around here that they could meet the criteria.
Who would that be?
Well, like there's people around here. They all bring something unique, right? Like improv can like build those bombs, and I don't know how she does it, but like she can make anything explode. But she's a human, and like Juliet, she's tough. She doesn't look that tough because she's kind of short, but she is. I mean, she's pound for pound, the one of the toughest people I've ever met. Right? But she's a dwarf. Whereas like Kennel, right? He's tough, and like he's one of those what you call it? It's like a suave, but he's a troll. I know that's kind of a stickler there, right? So he's like really the only one who could do it.
Do you think he would?
Oh hell yeah! I mean, who wouldn't want to get patched in, right? I mean, we're still the toughest mother fraggers out there. Not that I've talked to him about it, but I mean, why wouldn't he? It's like joining a family, and from what I understand, he doesn't really have like a family. So
We're
I
in the
mean, not
Barrens. Most of us don't.
well, ghouls or that black mole or the corp experiments.
Or just the random fragger with a holdout.
Yeah, and then he gets all serious.
So, again, I want to patch you in. And there's some talk about you and your gang not being loyal.
Well, there's always going to be haters, right? When you got people on the up and up.
And this is coming from people at my level, Horatio. I'm not talking enforcers. I'm not talking the bosses and everything. I'm talking the actual leaders.
I mean, we've done everything that people have asked. Went to that.
You've done what Red Hot has asked.
Yeah, well, he,
And the only way to put this at rest is for you, as in your gang, to bring Red Hot to us to answer for what he's done.
And Julia perks up. Visibly perks up.
well, like, what's he done? I thought he was like dead or something. That's sort of what you implied last time we shared time together.
She gives you like this little predatory grin as she looks you up and down. She's like, the last time we had fun, right? But from our last conversation, it seems like he's been stealing stuff from us. And I don't know for how long.
Yeah, well, it's probably just a big misunderstanding.
Either way.
I mean, I've known
We-
Red for a long time. I just it's it's like out of character.
Either way, we need him, and if he's working with anyone, and them brought in. You do that, and you're in.
And he can't restrain himself anymore, and suddenly that left hand just shoots into the air.
It shoots into the air.
Like he jumps out of his seat and then throws his fist up high.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been saving this spot on my jacket.
I know. You gotta find him, though.
Kennel, he's got all these dogs, and they can like smell things. I bet they'll be able to smell him.
You have 2 weeks. I don't have any leads. You were my lead to find him, so
All right, well, I'll pass it on. I'm sure Kennel's going to be real excited because I mean he hasn't said anything, but I'm pretty sure that this is like a life dream of his.
okay. She tips her hat. Go get him, Tiger. She stands up and walks past you and smacks you on the shoulder as she says that and walks out.
He'll try not to be knocked over.
As she leaves, are you like in the immediate vicinity of,
Oh,
of
he
this?
is. He is shamelessly sitting in like right outside of the room. He grabs some snacks. He's got a soda that he's drinking. Like, he's not even trying to hide the fact that he was spying on all this.
Yeah, and again, like as she leaves, she gives you like the little finger wave and then another wink as she walks away.
Right up, cowgirl. And once she is out of sight, he will jump out of his chair and run up to Horatio. What? What?
Yeah, aren't you excited?
Yeah, it's on her now.
Isn't that great?
Well, yeah, we get to take everything back we gave it to, what's his...
Well, it's probably like a misunderstanding. So once
No,
we've sorted that out.
Then we came over to the, what's her name?
Well, I mean, I know you might think that, but you don't know Red Hot like I do. So
Don't care.
and once we've like cleared up the misunderstanding,
Horatio,
the stuff is gonna stay where it is.
we're taking it all back. Don't worry.
Horatio, I'm starting to think
She
maybe
pats
maybe
his
I
somewhere
mean,
above his knee.
maybe you don't know Red Hot as well as you think you did.
I mean, we like grew up together. Like there's how do you not know someone that you've grown up with, right?
Aw, you're cute. Can we go now?
Wait, let's rewind a little bit to that part where she said, "I'm going to get patched in."
Yeah, just take it from me. You'd look real good in red. Everyone looks good in red. It's the color of power, and it's a royal color too, right? Don't you want to be royalty?
Yo, homie, I mean, all I'm saying is I'm doing pretty good on, without the crush. And all of a sudden they want me to like sign some like blood oath in like real ink or something with them. Like, whoa, like what am I getting out of this?
I mean, let's put it this way. What aren't you getting out of this?
I'm not getting money. I'm not getting women. I'm not getting. He'll look at his forgotten apple. I'm not getting none of those.
Oh no, you're gonna get all of that. I mean, they're the biggest, baddest, guys and girls out, and so like you're gonna get all of that,
Horatio, take
and
take
like
this straight.
being
Take
part
this
of a
straight.
gang.
Cause you my homie. We've been solid. Like I've had your back. You've had my back. But what has the crush ever actually done for either of us, other than send us in for a death sentence with some other gang because your dude in the crush sold out the crush and through that extension sold us out too.
Well, I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding and like a family squabble, right? Family squabbles.
I don't know about that, but
It's like, sometimes when you're a kid, you steal their like Soiker's bar, and then you get in a fight over it. But then in the end, you realize it's more important that you have like each other, and so you share.
You shoot him?
no, he said shove him. He said it's more important, so you shove him. Right? That's what you said, right?
No, it's like how when one person gets sick, the other person also gets sick.
I think your moral's all wrong. You know that. This always happens. So you shoot them.
Kennel, don't you want to like be part of something bigger than yourself?
And Kennel's literally just gonna gesture all around him. What do you think all this is, homie? I
Yo,
mean,
this is like a block. We want the whole barons, right? We're not going to be the barons kings if we just have a block. And
yeah,
and the avenue to get that army is through the crush.
and let's be clear. A year ago, I was sleeping in my bathtub in case a stray bullet came through my wall. And look where we at now.
Yeah, and just think in like a year from now, after you've allied with the crush, you could have like your own personal blast blunk with like instead of a party bowl, you're gonna have a party bathtub,
Okay, I'll admit that sounds kind of tight. That sounds real good right there.
right?
I don't.
Because we're gonna be the Barons Kings. This is the step.
Yeah, but will the crush let you be a king? Isn't there a rule against foreign sitting power? I don't know, man. I was
No,
high
what
when I was
like
watching that.
you get in and then you work your way up, and then something happens to the guys above, like in the movies, and then you inherit all the power, and then you have to kill some traitor, and then you're in charge.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good, man. Yeah, we'll work on that. And he's literally going to look right at Juliet and do that where you open your eyes a little bit, like what the fudge. But he is very
She's
clearly
just
placating.
beaming back at him.
He is very clearly just placating Horatio right now. It's like, yeah, we'll work
Right?
on that, man. Yeah, we good.
It's like Cronin, Outlaw King.
Julia's making these little come on gestures.
Hey, how about before we look at the end, let's look at the beginning. We gotta find Red Hot in what she say a week.
No, 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure it was 2. I think she held up 2 fingers.
Whew, all right, man. Well, you know him better than anybody. It's on you to tell us where to start.
Well, this like used to be our home away from home, right? And obviously he's not here. So maybe like improv can do that matrix thing and find out where he is that way. Just like plug it into I don't know, whatever it is you do.
I mean,
And
yeah.
then in like worst case scenario, right, we can like go to wherever it is we've been sending the stuff, and like look around, maybe like talk to someone or like beat the information out of them. Or like your dogs can do that, like that smelly thing where we like give him one of my shirts and then they can smell, the scent, and then they can track Red Hot from that.
Yeah, I got one of my good boys can do that. Yeah, he's good at that stuff. But it's not like they're gonna take you all the way across town. And I mean, you take us within a block or so. Old Tarley might be able to sniff him out.
I mean, that's good enough, right? I mean, that's better than having to walk around the whole Redmond Barrens and being like, Red Hot, are you here, Red Hot? 'Cause I'm pretty sure that's not going to work.
Well, so let me think. I think okay. Here's what we need to do. Like, let's sit down. Let's get out a little piece of something to write on, and you write down because if this is where you two used to play as kids, maybe Red Hot stuck in the past. Like, write down like all the places you two used to like hide out. Like, where did he go when he was scared and wanted to chill somewhere? And those would be the first places we check out. And over DNI to Juliet. Um, don't use none of them exploding bullets when you shoot this sucker, right?
I know. I want to see what the other one, the pretty orc lady does though. Do you think she'll let us watch?
Sorry, you mentioned Heatwave and watching, and I started thinking about something else entirely. What? Yeah, with Heatwave, yeah, sure. Just so, how would we like to go about finding Red Hot? Because I can call an info broker contact I have. We also have Old Charlie, the border crossing specialist. We can talk to
Oh,
him.
you know what I think we should do
What's that?
is we have a message, a comm link we've been contacting him at, right, Pickle?
Yes.
So let's just send him a message and be like, "Yo, we just made some major bank. We're gonna send our shipment your way. Where do you want it at?"
Look at Mister going for the easy answer that actually makes sense.
Nice.
Right? Because everybody wants New Yen.
How much do you tell him?
We'll say we'll be honest. We'll be like, "Hey, yo, Red Hot, we just got sponsored by this corp to do some protection work while they like strip mine part of the barons. So we got paid mad, this great amount of money. It's a ton of New Yen. I can't even count that high. We want to send you your share." And we'll say maybe 30,000. Does that sound right, everyone?
Sure.
Maybe we say it's just a little bit less because he knows people are looking for him. So if we make it too good to be true, what if he thinks it's a trap? So like maybe we say it's a little bit less than what it was last time, and so that
Well, I mean, if he asks around, he's going to hear that we actually did get sponsored to do this work.
I know, but that's the thing is like if we undercut, then this way we're gonna know if he's still in the barons. Like if our cut should be like say 30 grand, and we tell him it's like yo we got 21.5 for you, and he's still in the barons, he's gonna know what we up to, and he's gonna say wait a minute, and that way we're gonna know he's still in the barons.
I mean, I don't follow, but that sounds good.
Didn't you guys give him like 50K last time?
We were also making up for not having paid in a while.
That's right.
Well, and if it's 21.5, that's still a lot of money, and he might think we're undercutting him and want to talk about it.
See, that's out of character. That's exactly where I'm going. Because if he knows that the crush is after him, and all of a sudden we're like, hey, here's your 100,000 New Yen, come meet us here, then he might think something's up. But if we go a little bit under, he might be more willing to have longer communication, and maybe we can track down exactly where he is through that way. And then we can haggle back and forth, be like, all right, you got us. It's actually 22. Well, fine, we'll bring it to you.
What if we bring some drugs because Improv's been working overtime, and then hidden in the shipment is one of them tags, huh? Then we got 2 avenues.
Yo, I used to use them tags when I was walking dogs for all them rich ladies in Bellevue. I would put tags on the collars of the dogs, so I always knew when they was home because them women never left the house without little purse dogs. So once it left, I'd tell my boys, and then they would go in and bust in and rob the place. So yeah, I like that. That sounds good.
Ah.
Ooh, that's smart.
All right. So, what exactly are you guys sending?
Well, we'll send him a message. That message will say, "Yo, we got sponsored by this corp to do some protection work, and we're gonna give you your cut, and 10% according to Improv is this, and we also got your next shipment of drugs. This is the primo stuff, yeah."
Yeah, I would think just for straight cash wouldn't be. I mean, not 30 grand or anything, but maybe say 8 grand, and then we got a whole bunch of drugs that need to be moved.
I mean, that works.
Okay.
And we'll actually make sure to include a picture of
Kennel. Are you actually sending this out, or what are you doing here?
Does everybody agree?
Yeah, it sounds like a reasonable way to do it.
It does.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another way to get to him. I think that maybe we let Improv try to find the comm link because we have a comm code. So maybe Improv could try to find it on the Matrix. If it's still active, maybe even go so far as to trace it if we feel that's necessary.
If he's being really cautious, it's probably only getting turned on once a day.
I mean, I can try it if you want. I don't know how much I'm going to get out of it, but I can try it.
By me.
Shortly after you send the message, well, about an hour or so later, Improv, you don't find the comm link at first, but again, about an hour or so later, it comes online.
Okay.
And Horatio, you just get the message. Got that brother picking it up at the same place as last time, which is about 2 or 3 blocks, well, probably 3 blocks away from the granite top. And
what's
device
firewall and DR?
Firewall is 6, device rating 6.
Holy shit! All right, it's a nice fucking comm link, dude.
Only the best for the Crimson Crush, yeah.
All right, you get a mark and a second one.
Do I find it?
Yes. Right as your trace pulls up, It disappears, but you do have a trace on it. Do you want to know where it's at?
Sure.
It's out in Renton,
Oh, okay.
specifically in northwestern Renton, just north of Maplewood.
Well, I'll let the team know that if they know anything about it or if it's relevant.
Really nice area.
Man, what would he be doing there?
And Mr. Jim, with 3 hits on an area knowledge, what do I know about northern Maplewood area?
It's a one. It's a very nice area. Like it's nicer than most places in Bellevue. Most, not all, but most. And it's very close to a KE precinct. Like the precinct for most of Renton and southern downtown and southern Bellevue is located here.
That's an odd spot for a ganger to be home.
Horatio, has your boy ever been picked up by the 5-0?
Not that I know of. I mean, they've tried a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just getting this weird feeling right here, and he'll point at his tummy. Like he does a disappearing act after he has us weaken the crush by taking their stuff and hitting drug labs and turning everything over to him, and then he ghosts, and now we tracking him to somewhere near a precinct. What are the chances that he's working for the pawns, man?
Well, and out of character, weren't the spiders also connected to KE in some weird way?
Yeah, they were kind of on the payroll when they were setting up for the urban brawl for Ares.
Well, in our event recently was disrupted by KE.
Uh huh.
In character, he'd be like, "Yo, man, I don't like what you're like implying," because he knows the rule of this, which is slitches get stitched up after their organs are removed by a ghoul. I'm sure it's just a misunderstanding. I know it. I feel it here, and then he points at his head.
I mean, you're the one who knows the guy. I just like how is he affording living out there? I mean, that was a dumb thing. We just sent him like 50 grand, but like, do y'all got any people out that way, or like
No.
you ever been to Renton, man?
No, well, no. One time I went to Bellevue, but you were there for that.
Yeah, that was when we were hooking
That
up
was
Cocoa Puff.
Yeah, that was my first time out of the Barrens. It was great. I didn't know that there were so many trees. I guess that's why it's the Emerald City, right?
Yeah.
I
Around
thought
there.
emeralds were like the state diamond or something.
What's a state?
It's like if you could fit like 5 cities in it, it counts as a state. There's a whole bunch of them across the UCAS.
Man, you're smart, kiddo.
No,
You must leave like the documentary Trid station on all the time.
well, see what happened is like this one time I decided to try Bliss, but I didn't know it was cut with long haul. So for like 3.5 days I couldn't move. But the trade was set to like one of them docu-talkeries, and yeah, I learned a bunch of stuff from that.
Oh, that's what we should do with our gangers, right? When we need to train them.
Just make sure you get some eye drops for them because if they don't blink for like an hour or two, it really starts to hurt.
I'm sure improv can jury rig something.
Hey, do any of you got a sin like good enough to get across a border checkpoint?
Yeah. Why?
I mean, maybe we just go for a drive.
I mean, I'll send my fly spy out if you want.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. Do that.
Yeah, I think being around all those humies is gonna make me kind of nervous.
Yeah, you get used to them after a while. You just have to remember not to. You can't move too fast and don't talk too loud because you scare them.
Well, in the trids, they always get picked up when they're just driving the speed limit. So I guess if I drive slower than the speed limit, or is that one of them neighborhoods that has the grid guide?
I mean, it's real fancy. Like the few times I've driven through there. I mean, like not like on purpose. It's like I'll try and get away from some people, but a few times I went through there, like it was weird because like I had a hard time knowing when to turn because there were none of those the speed bumps in the road, like the kind that dip down into the ground, that make you slow down so you can catch your turn. Like none of it. It was all smooth and like automatic.
All right. Well, I'm gonna send the little fly spy one out there. Guys, we need more fly spies so I can swarm
So first, I'd like to let you all know that Improv's player was dealing with the Discord curse and was losing audio for most of the session. So forgive our dear Decker for seeming quiet tonight. It's just the technical difficulties you expect from a Baron's Decker with a cyber deck made out of devil rat hair, baling wire, 2 pencils, and a soy Rito wrapper. Now for the big news. In just a couple of days, we will hit the 1 year anniversary of the actual play, and from the absolute bottom of my heart, I want to say that I appreciate everyone taking time from their busy lives to listen to me and my group of friends have fun together. So the podcaster handbook says that I should diminish this and make some self-deprecating comments or maybe throw some shade at the audience, but I just don't feel that way. It brightens my day when I get a DM on Reddit or Twitter or YouTube just telling me that someone out there enjoyed what we did. Because we do this for fun. There is no Patreon, no donations or merchandise or anything. Just 4 guys playing absolute morons trying to survive what the GM throws us into. You are all awesome. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.